Guys, I gotta be honest with you. This sample I've been waiting for in the mail for a hot minute, and I finally got it. And I gotta be honest with y'all, I'm hyped for this review. Strap up. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the afternoon. Cut straight to it. This is Salvador Ferragamo's Uomo Signature. And I've been waiting for this fragrance for a nice hot minute because from what I'm hearing out in these fragrance streets, this is a super slept on fragrance that not enough people know about. The big dogs talk about it because obviously they got to come across it. But y'all, with your 10 or less fragrance collections, 20 or less bottle fragrance collections, ain't going to know about this. And you ain't necessarily going to see it in the discounters because Ferragamo, when I see it in the discounters, I see Ferragamo Black. I see the aquatic one. I see bright leather. You know what I'm saying? I might have only seen Uomo Signature in a discounter one time in my entire life, and because I didn't know what it was, I didn't even pick it. Boy, how dumb was I? These openings right here, it's unique. It's so unique, guys. Oh my gosh, it's so unique. And I don't even want to say good just because it's unique. I'm giving myself time to see if I actually enjoy it. But what a striking opening. This is different, guys. I get orange. I get slight peppery, smooth slight peppery, maybe pink pepper, white pepper, something like that. I feel like there's a play of citruses going on. It feels green too. Like it's very bright and invigorating, but it's super dense and complex. Almost in a similar vibe as like, I almost said there was iris in it, but I'm not sure. Because there's like strong florals or there's a combination or not of strong florals, strong greenery, strong citrus. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's got to have some masculine notes sitting in the background. Without further ado, it's such an interesting smell. I just want to cut the crap and get straight to the point here as far as the note breakdown. I need to understand what I'm smelling. Pink pepper, check. Mandarin, check. Grapefruit, check. Cinnamon, absolutely, check. Cardamom, I get it. Cypress, absolutely. Tonka bean, not as distinct, but there is a sweetness underbelly to this fragrance. Okay. This is what I'm smelling, guys. I'm smelling a triple threat contrast between citruses and pepper, but then you got this cinnamon, cardamom, spice, and cypress, right? This green and sweet seasoning type of vibe, and then this base. Very demanding notes. Right? Leather, tonka bean, roasted coffee beans, and patchouli. Yo, this fragrance is so unique. My only fear for it is that wearing it on skin might, like, I'm just afraid that it might not dry down how it opens up. And that's just like an insecurity of mine. So we're going to fight that. We're going to face that fear right now and put it on my hand. I have to know if this remains on skin because if it does, I gotta have it. It's just too unique. It's got elements of so many different fragrances that I'm familiar with. It looks like there's quite a few of these, and I wonder how much these like how good the rest of the signatures are. So let's just see. Can we get a performance chart here? So it is long lasting. Wow. Okay. Sillage as well. Okay. All right, I gotta come back out. We can't get nerdy right now, guys. I just have to tell you what's going on, and I'm gonna slouch in my chair to tell you guys this. So, I need to get intimate with the fragrance for a second here. I gotta look at the notes as I'm smelling them. There's just too much going on. This is a brain bomb. Okay, so up top, probably like 50 to 60% of the fragrance is totally like a pink pepper, mandarin, orange, grapefruit, cinnamon, cardamom blend, okay? About 60% of the fragrance. It almost is reminiscent of something like a Mercedes-Benz Intense, but the note of cinnamon and cardamom gives it a different slant, okay? And that's about 60% of the fragrance. But 40% of the fragrance has this big brush of, I get leather, coffee beans, patchouli, cypress, but I don't notice those notes individually. Like they're just jammed together in this jelly, like this jelly. Like it's crazy. You don't make them out until you actually like think about them and look at them, and then you're like, no, I do smell patchouli. No, I do get a little coffee bean in there. No, there is kind of like a leather masculine vibe to this. But if you can imagine what's like not necessarily throwing me off, but like not letting me rest with how interesting this fragrance is the pink pepper is so distinct. The cinnamon is so distinct. The cardamom is so distinct. The mandarin orange is so distinct. The grapefruit, not as much, but it's there because it's playing to this medley. Those notes are more medley-esque where I can make them out individually. But the cypress, leather, coffee bean, patchouli is like straight blend. And it's adding a contrast to that citrus spices top and mid. Man, this is so unique. I'm curious as to where the heck I would wear a fragrance like this. Like what's the vibes with this? Like this might just be a statement piece. You know what I'm saying? Like semi formal, upscale, casual, any season, any reason, I'm unique and I'm going to express myself. Like this is on par with like a Terre de Hermes level of expression. It's not the same DNA at all. Don't hear me and think this smells like Terre de Hermes. It does not. I'm just saying when you smell Terre de Hermes, that orange grapefruit vetiver combo is so unique that a lot of people don't understand Terre de Hermes. A lot of people love Terre de Hermes, but a lot of people don't understand the pungency and the vibe that it's creating. It's definitely for the unique. It's unique in the same lane as like a Gris Charnel or a Ganymede. It just kind of sits with itself. But I think it's more commercial than a lot of those fragrances because the notes that it's dealing with are, for lack of better words, modern or currently widely used stuff. Cinnamon, cardamom, pink pepper, mandarin, grapefruit. Like that right there is a very common DNA. But then they contrast the heck out of it with patchouli, coffee, leather, and cypress, which I fully make out into this kind of like masculine but playful but hyper unique blend. Off the bat, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I struggle to give it a 9 out of 10 just because I like use case is going to be so circumstantial here. I think you could wear it a lot, but I think you could wear this fragrance out. Like you could wear it out. You could just be wearing it too much. It's got so much interestingness to it, but I think if you smell a fragrance like this too much, you would actually get sick of it. So I think this is a fragrance you bust out like the most frequently would be like once a week, twice a week in a circumstance, not an all-day fragrance. Okay, here's what it is. This is, for me, I would treat a fragrance like this as an event-based fragrance. Maybe you go out to dinner, maybe you go to the theater, maybe you hit a lounge up, maybe you hit a bar up, maybe you, you know what I'm saying? Like very it's an event you're going to wear this for, not for the day. Because I don't think it would match all the different variation to your day. It's just, again, could be some lone wolves out there that just want to be unique and have this, but I think you could wear this fragrance out if it's not like an event-based fragrance. I think cold weather it shines, but you can make a case for any season, any reason. But man, I struggle to feel like it's so interesting in the air, but I'd really have to meditate through how I would personally wear a fragrance like this. Like, I feel like I would, just for the sake of not wanting to be wrong about my feedback, I might just have to wear this outside for a whole day in just regular setting to really see what it pushes me towards. Like, am I right that it should be an event-based circumstantial fragrance that you just bust out once in a while? Or is this just a unique man's fragrance for his everyday signature scent? Nonetheless, I give Ferragamo like heavy props for this like this daring attempt. This is a daring fragrance without question. And I think to those who it speaks to, they're going to fall in love with a fragrance like this. To other people, it's going to be the same way people felt when they smelled Terre d'Hermès but couldn't understand it, or like a Bentley for Men Intense, or Gris Charnel Liam Gray. What else? A fragrance like Atlas, a fragrance like Oud Satin Mood, a fragrance like you know how all those, like, there's people who love them, but not everybody loves them. Like, some people hate Oud Satin Mood, some people hate Oud for Greatness, some people hate Ganymede and all that stuff. Like, it doesn't fit everybody, but to those who love it, they really appreciate the DNA itself and what it's trying to go for. It's a more artsy fragrance, if that makes sense. It's like somewhere between upscale casual, semi-formal, but it has an artsy playfulness to it with some masculine notes, but it's mostly an expressive type of fragrance. Again, I give it like a strong 8 out of 10. It could be somebody's 9 out of 10 signature fragrance. I think this is a fragrance that feels very much 25 and up. I don't think young people could play with this. It's too weird. But I'm glad I actually put my nose to this, because it didn't disappoint with what people were saying about it. And then now that I actually have it, I'm gonna have to just spend some time with it. How much is this fragrance? Let's just check real quick. Let's bring y'all back over to the window before we kind of leave with our final thoughts here. 100 ml. Is that 100 ml? Yeah, so 100 ml for 40. I mean, it's totally worth it if you like it, but you cannot blind buy this fragrance. You cannot blind buy this fragrance. I repeat. 40 for 100 ml is very nice. If this is your signature scent and you try it and you're like, boy, I gotta have it, I mean, absolutely, this is a great bang for your buck. But for me personally, I wouldn't pull the trigger on something like this, just because, like, $40 is a good price and all, but that doesn't mean I should buy the fragrance. Like, I would bust this out maybe once a week tops as just like something different, something I know nobody is going to be wearing, and just come out the gate with it. Oh, man, there's another vibe I'm getting, and I'm wondering if I should open my mouth on it. Okay, we're at 12 minutes and a quarter. This also has a reminiscent vibe of Angel Share, much more dialed back in eau de toilette. Yeah, totally. This is a different cousin to like the Lamal Elixir type DNA as well. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that nuance, to tell you guys. It's somewhere in the wheelhouse of Lamal Elixir and Angel Share, if that can kind of paint a picture for you. But then it's got like some Drakkar intense, like 20% bass to kind of round out and make it non-feminine, but like still hyper playful. I don't know, guys. I'm done talking about this fragrance. I hope I've given you enough info. And I hope you consider the fragrance not blind buy worthy. Absolutely sample it before you try it. It could absolutely blow your mind and be your signature fragrance, or it could be one of those unique fragrances that you bust out, a couple times a month type of vibe. I just see myself getting bored of how overwhelming the fragrance comes off. But I think if I wore it like once a week, or once every other week or so, then I would like really appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? Too much of a good thing is a bad thing, I think, with this fragrance. But yeah, it's going for some unique hybrid types of blend. Let me know in the comments if you guys have put your nose on this. Definitely sound off in the comments. Turn on that notification bell. Let me know if you own this fragrance, guys. Let me know where you wear it. I don't care if you own it. I don't care if you think it's good or bad. Tell me where you put this on, how often you put this on, and let's get some conversation going. There is certainly no alternative to this DNA, I don't think. So what did I say again? It was a mix of Angel Share vibes, and what was the other fragrance I said, guys? It's even got some Valencia Uomo or Valentino Uomo intense vibes. It's going for a few different DNAs. Rewind back in the video and see kind of what I was talking about. I think it leans the most heavily on angel share, but it's definitely a distant cousin. Look back in the video to see what other fragrance I mentioned, but it's definitely in that wheelhouse. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all. Let me know if you have any other questions about this fragrance. I'd be happy to help. If I have any updates with this fragrance as I wear it outside more, I will certainly put you on game. But I think I've given you enough information to at least make the best decision for you. This is the Scent Bubble. I hope you guys have a blessed week. And until next time, peace.